All right. So, needless, I have a blank sheet of paper tonight, which is rare.
We have no agenda tonight.
We have no agenda because we have like 473 tournaments to talk about. Lots of questions to answer, I'm sure. I already saw some comments on here about wanting to talk deer hunting. I did, however, I didn't even post a picture of it, but I got home yesterday afternoon about 2:30 from Chickamauga, and I got the truck unloaded and helped the girls get unloaded and situated, and I went and slid behind the house in a stand, and I got a bloody arrow.
You've drawn first blood for the year.
I've got some deer jerky and some deer burger coming, some summer sausage, and Canterbury said, actually, before I even went in the woods yesterday, he said, go get us some back straps for Lake Fork. So I sent him a picture of my arrow.
Road tournament food than fresh
backstrap
steaks.
100%. I've got us some butterflied back straps that I'm taking down to Lake Fork, and which will be a good time. We'll talk about that later. We might not even have time to talk about that.
No,
but
we may not.
Fork will be a fun tournament to follow, needless to say. Fork's always a fun lake to follow, but I can promise you, I'm not going to promise anything because this has been a crazy year, but I feel like that tournament's going to be a little bit faster paced with a few more bigger bags than the last three. So the last three, I mean, Santee produced some big ones, but let's back up a little bit. Let's talk about the Lake Norman Toyota Series because we have not had a show since that event, and talk about Jeff's debut as a co-pro.
Yes.
That was the debut and the last view.
Well, you're not going to ever do it again?
Jeff's going straight pro next time.
Jeff's
one tournament as a co-angler, straight to the pro side next year.
I'm not saying I'm going to the pro side. I'm just
saying
I probably won't
he's going to the
fish
pro side.
another co-angler event. That's all.
I mean, you don't have a good time?
I had a great time.
Okay.
He just wants to be in control.
He wants to be in control.
Jeff likes to control things.
No,
kind of like this show. He controls the show. Pretty
True.
much.
I wish I was in control of making these batteries because I literally just took a new battery out of the package.
I seen that just a little bit ago.
Brad, thanks for your service, buddy. He said he's happy to be stationed back on the East Coast so he can get back to watching the show.
Thank you, sir.
All
right, Lake Norman. Jeff, you want to open us up?
Leland Henry said the volume dropped again, Jeff.
I got my ear on.
You got your ear on?
It should be good.
All right. Y'all let us know.
Yeah, keep us updated.
This should be good.
Our recipe is if 10 people say the volume dropped, then we got a problem. But if one person says the volume dropped, we typically don't have a problem.
Well, I'm listening too. This is good. We should be good.
No.
I just had to turn it down so I could talk and I wouldn't hear myself.
Yeah. So I have a really loud voice for anybody that doesn't normally watch a show. And then there's Smoke over here who's like a medium, and then Jeff who's like a super soft.
Yeah.
That's because normally I don't have myself turned up a whole lot. He
talks like this.
Because I just don't want to steal the thunder. I want to give you a shot.
You don't want to steal the thunder.
All right, well, now's your time to shine, Jeff.
Yes, now is your time to shine. Walk us through the event. Well, first of all, walk us through practice because you were out there with Smoke a little
practice, Thrift and I went out. I think it was Monday before.
Yep, the Monday before.
I think weather moved in Tuesday, so it was a little dicey.
Yeah, I didn't
Tell us exactly
Tuesday.
where you and Thrift went on the water. Tell us what Thrift and you
threw.
Give us some waypoints.
I'll drop some pins in the comments in a minute. We had a good day of practice. We caught some fish.
Whoa! What? Stop the press. First time ever
I was being
that
nice.
Thrift's boat has caught fish in practice.
I didn't say Thrift. I said we. I was just being nice and including him.
Oh,
he actually didn't catch any fish.
He didn't have any hooks. He let you throw the hooks.
Same practice. No, we caught a few fish. I actually felt pretty good. Confidence was high coming off that practice because I knew it was going to be tough fishing, obviously. Fall fishing on Norman is going to be tough. And I caught over a limit all sizable fish. I mean, all good keepers. Yeah. So I was like, this is going to be cool. You know, it's no
For anybody that doesn't know, a good keeper at Norman in that tournament was 14 and a half inches long.
Tell the viewers what you caught them on, Jeff.
So this is going to be a shocker to most people. But I caught them on an 1/8-ounce shakehead and a 4-inch Demiki stinger.
Bam.
Specifically
because Brian wouldn't give him anything else.
I had everything at my disposal.
Yes, he had everything.
He literally brought me up to the front of the boat. He says, "You see these 300 rods?
Take your pick."
Take your pick.
And you grabbed a spinning rod with a shaky head on it.
I opened my tackle box.
Shaky head on
He had his choice of what he wanted.
So Yeah, it was pretty much a shaky head tournament from the back of the boat. Period.
Them 30 rods on Brian's deck is just a decoy. He does the same thing every tournament. Picks up a spinning rod with a stinger on it.
It catches fish.
It catches fish. It does catch
Lots
fish.
of fish. Catches big fish. Catches mini fish.
So it was good. Felt good coming out of practice. Tournament day comes around. Drew Chris from right down the road, Blacksburg, Dover.
Yeah, we know Chris.
Awesome dude.
Yep, Chris is a great guy.
We had a ball. And he caught some fish. I caught fish. I caught some non-keepers. Pretty good bit of those. I was able to weigh in a rather large 111 on day one.
That's a good one.
111's a good one.
Yeah, that was a good one.
That's a good one at Norman.
So, one came off at the side of the boat, netting him, which was about a 2.5er, which would have
The first day.
easily put me in the top 20, which would have been awesome.
So I don't even remember which tournament I was at or where I was, but I had to call Jeff after his first day and see how it went. So I called Jeff, and he's like, dude, I weighed in one for 111, but I lost a big one. And I'm like, how big was it? He's like, a 2.5. I'm like, dude, that's a big one for
Yeah,
one.
that's a big one.
This time of year, that's a big one. And he's like, I lost that fish, dude, and I couldn't even hold it together. Huh?
I think my feed's messed up again on my phone. There it goes.
It's your phone. And he said, I don't know how y'all do it. He's like, I lost that fish, and I couldn't even keep it together. Like, I lost it. Like, I was so upset. I didn't know how I was going to sleep that night. I said, dude.
It got you. It got to you.
I mean, you should have heard him.
He didn't tell me all this.
No, you should have heard him on the phone.
It's not fun.
He was
Losing
sincerely
fish.
upset. And I said, try losing one. Cost you, I don't know, $100,000.
4 times.
4 times in one tournament.
I'm relatively competitive. Super.
But so everybody knows, in that tournament on the co-angler side, it only took like 8 or 9 pounds total for 2 days to get a check.
Yeah.
So day one, and then into day two. Day two was interesting.
Yeah, day one finished up. I don't know what I was sitting, 111, but it's actually like probably.
Well, I don't even think it was that low.
It was in the 40s, I believe.
Yeah, it wasn't. You weren't that far out of a check with one bass.
I think leading was 8 pounds, something like that.
Yep.
Going to day two, Drew, a guy from Pennsylvania, Kurt McMullen, super dude. We had a good time. Fished a little bit, caught a lot of fish, and we had a conversation on the boat. So
it's getting good.
Were you in therapy all day?
Well, we got to talking. So there was no way he was going to cash a check. He would have had to catch
So you had a bad first day.
16.
I think he zeroed the first
he
day.
caught one fish maybe day one.
Yeah.
So he'd have had to catch a fall record to catch. You know what I'm saying? So it's all good. He played football at Pittsburgh and also played in the pros. So football's big in his family. And we had a conversation about mid-morning. He's like, if we don't catch and start getting on fish, because we both had to have a pretty big day to get in the money or whatever. Like, I don't even care about that. I want to do it so I can donate to whatever we're going to do. So, but it's not a big deal. He said, if we don't get into fish, do you mind if I try to catch my son's football game tonight? I don't know how many more he's going to have. I said, that's fine. Let's just see what happens around lunchtime and see where we sit.
Yeah.
We both had a couple fish, nothing to write home about. We weren't breaking any records for sure. So we both decided to let him go catch that football game. So we peeled out about 12. So I didn't get to weigh any fish on day two. So not something that happens every tournament, but it's all good.
No, but it was a mutual agreement.
Absolutely mutual.
Right.
It's
So you were 100% okay with that?
110% okay with
Throwing
that.
two.
It's
there
no
you
big
go.
deal.
Throwing
Now,
you a couple bass back.
if I would have...
Because you'd have caught one more, you got checked. One good one.
If I'd have weighed in 7 pounds on day one...
Yeah, been a different story.
You never would have asked. But,
right.
We were both sitting way down. It's not that big of a
Did you
deal.
really have 2 keepers in the box, or are you just saying that?
Day two?
Yeah.
I really did have 2 keepers.
Okay.
I really threw 2 keepers out at 12 o'clock.
Yeah.
Got in
So
the
if
truck.
you would have caught one more keeper, you would have got paid.
It could have been.
Yes.
Yeah, could have been.
Yes.
Couldn't have done that to you.
But it's all good. It's not a big deal.
As long as it's mutually agreed upon,
100% mutual.
I don't see any trouble with it.
Nothing against Kerr. He's a super dude.
Yeah.
And it was all good. He was extremely appreciative. Obviously, he made it back for the game. And we talked after the tournament, and it's all good. So, but it was a super fun experience. I don't know if I'll do it again as a co-angler just because that's tough.
Well, see, now Jeff knows all my juice from practicing with me.
That's
so
tough.
he's ready to go to the pro side.
I didn't say I'm ready to go to the pro side. I just said I don't know if I'll do it again on the co-angler side.
Mike Harris, we got those coming. He said you and I need non-Evinrude jerseys.
Yes.
Don't worry. It was so late in the year, and it takes a while to get those jerseys
made. Those will be ordered very shortly.
Yes, those will be we will have those uniforms before the start of the 2021 season, I can promise you.
Yes.
We were kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place, as everybody knows, and that will be changed quickly. Don't worry. But thanks for the reminder.
Yes.
Anything else y'all need to know from me on the Toyota series before we shift it to top 5 over there?
Yeah, you didn't drop those pins and all.
We'll do that in a minute. It's hard to drop them and talk.
Okay.
That's like that'll be like a special. You can't just get those. You gotta. That's a different ball game.
What, the pins?
Yeah.
Oh. Kyle said he's co-angling with Jeff next tournament. Jeff said he's never co-angling. Oh, you mean he wants to be your co-angler? Well, first of all,
he's gonna be Jeff's
Kyle, just so you know, you can't pick who your boater's going to be. It's a random draw. But what y'all could do, y'all could do, and y'all been talking about going in on a John boat together or something, or aluminum boat. Y'all can start.
Not happening.
Y'all can start fishing team tournaments. What?
Ooh.
I'll do that, but it's not going to be out of a John boat.
I mean, they make 20-foot John boats with 200s on them.
250s.
Oh, you want a fiberglass boat?
That's not a John boat though. A John boat is like
a John boat.
Well, wait a minute. Now, I mean, we always called them big John boats and little John boats.
No, a John boat is just an aluminum boat with a tiller steer, no live well, just 2 little benches you set on. That's a John boat.
If I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna get something to get me where I'm going.
Well,
quickly.
It ain't the boat that catches the fish. Just don't forget that.
I know. It's a Forrest and Mickey Stinger. I figured that out.
How much you pay him?
It's the truth.
He knows.
You completely missed that, didn't you?
I know.
So it ain't the boat that catches the fish, and he said,
no,
it's the Forrest and Mickey Stinger that catches the fish.
That's true.
We fished shallow all day long, day one. Like, I bet.
Maybe if you'd have put the stinger down, you'd have caught more than one bass. Just saying.
I caught way more than one bass.
I mean, that counted. You know, this game, they have to be a certain size to
When's the last time you fished on the back of a boat? Exactly.
Last year. Thursday nighter.
Yeah.
It's not an easy thing
Last year.
Yeah, but that's different in a team tournament versus a.
He just said the back of the boat. He didn't say anything specific. He just said the back of a boat.
All right, we got to get the ball rolling. We're never going to get done tonight.
Okay, roll on.
All right, so Lake Norman tournament, I ended up finishing 3rd. Congratulations to Troy Morrow. He won it.
And then he went and won a dang.
Yeah, then he went and
super
won
tournament or regional.
I think it's a BFL Super Tournament. A 2-day at Hartwell the very next weekend.
Dropped 20-something pounds the second day.
Yes, he did.
To win it. That was impressive.
So he won it. I ended up finishing 3rd, and that was it was a fun tournament. Exactly what I expected in the fall, and it's kind of why I was excited to have a multi-day event in the fall at Lake Norman, because it does get tough, and that kind of leads to my advantage. And I didn't think I would, blow it away, but I knew I would have a chance to possibly be in contention to win it. And, I was. The first 2 days, I got 2 good bites both days. The second day, I only got 1 good bite, and that's pretty much what kept me from winning. I caught all my fish that bit, didn't lose any. Don't feel like I made any bad decisions. It was kind of, from an execution standpoint, it was a perfect tournament for me. It just wasn't meant to be this time. But it's always fun when you get a tough tournament that's kind of on your home lake, where you can go get a bite if you need to go get a bite, and just hope you get lucky to catch one big one to put you, ahead of the ball game. But throughout the 3 days, I caught fish on a 4-inch Mickey Stinger. I caught some on a square bill, the BTC 60. I caught some on a big crankbait. I caught some on a jig, which I'm going to talk about here in a little bit. What else did I catch some on? Caught some on a Demiki Rambler. Caught some schooling fish on a Demiki Armor Shad. So it was kind of a hodgepodge event. I had 14 rods on the deck both days, and caught fish on all 14 rods pretty much every single day of the event. So that's kind of the way Norman goes.
why do you think the weights? Because I mean, they're always bad this time of year, I know, but they seem
Yeah.
even a little bit worse than they normally are.
It was a little worse than it normally is, and I think that's fishing pressure.
You think it's pressure, or you think the lake's kind of in a different
all right,
cycle
I've got a
right now?
good theory on this.
Okay.
And I think this is going to interest a lot of people, and probably you as well. Maybe you can help me or kind of agree and see if you've witnessed the same thing I saw. So at Lake Norman right now, there's tons of events, which is, I mean, that's normal. There's always 3 or 4 tournaments a week, 52 weeks out of the year on Lake Norman. So that really doesn't affect it that much. But one event that did affect it, I think, was there was a 3-day big bass tournament the weekend prior to the Toyota Series, which is 300 or 400 boats out there fishing Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And that's a lot of pressure on any lake, doesn't matter how big it is. So that didn't help things, but I don't think it really affected it as much as what's really going on at Lake Norman. And I think the biggest problem at Norman right now is there's no bait in the lake. Very, very few shad in the lake, and when you do see shad, they're very small. And I think that's the biggest problem.
I wasn't aware of that, but what did y'all's fish look like? As far, I mean, regardless of size,
that's what I'm getting at.
the offshore fish.
Even any fish, offshore fish, bank fish, the offshore fish obviously they're a little bit fatter because they're feeding on those little shad and just kind of gorging themselves, and the bank fish are that are eating brim. But one thing I noticed, all 3 days I had a 3-pound fish. The first 2 days I had 2 3-pounders, and the last day I had like a 3.5-pounder. But every day there was a 4 to 6 inch spotted bass spit up in my live well.
No kidding.
Yes, I think the lack of bait fish that are in our lakes right now, these fish, they're
cannibals.
They're having to resort to cannibalism because they've got nothing else to eat. There's so few shad and there's so many fish in Lake Norman that they've got to eat something. So those bigger fish are, sitting around those brush piles on the docks and stuff, and they're eating all those little bitty 4 to 5 inch spotted bass that are, swimming around everywhere. I mean, you pull up on a brush pile and look at it on your Humminbird, and there's streaks going everywhere, and it's all 4 to 6 inch spots. And I think those bigger spots that's what they're feeding on because they don't have anything else to eat. Everybody's they're kind of starting a little petition. I know I've heard things about it, about people wanting to get rid of the spots, keep all the spots, and they're wanting to stock F1 largemouth in Lake Norman. That's not going to do any good.
You do that, you're going to go 6 months out of the year without catching a bass.
Well, that's not even it. What's going to happen is they're going to waste all this money on those F1s, and they're going to die in 2 years because they've got nothing to eat, just like what's happening right now.
Yeah.
I mean, the lake can't support the population of fish that's in it now.
It's got to have the bait fish population.
Right.
If you look at
that's
some of
the whole trouble with Lake Norman.
The Lake Lanier's, the Lake Hartwells, they've got the bluebacks, they've got the threadfin, they've got a surplus of all of it.
Right. So I think they've stocked so many hybrids, and just the boom of the white perch population at Lake Norman, it's depleted the threadfin, which is their main forage and a native fish to Lake Norman, and the fish don't have anything to eat, so they're competing so much, it's stunting their growth, and they're having to eat each other just to survive to get 3 or 4 pounds so you can catch a big one and weigh it in an event. So I think that's the biggest thing.
If the Wildlife Commission would come around and actually do something to, actually help the bass fishermen out, I know that doesn't happen very often in this state, doesn't seem like, but I feel like so what's the answer? If you went and stocked Lake Norman, and I'm not a biologist by no means, with bluebacks or just a huge number of threadfin.
You wouldn't want to introduce a non-native species like a blueback.
Let's just say threadfin.
Like threadfin or small gizzard shad.
But how would that threadfin population sustain? Because it was pretty good in years past, and it got eaten out, obviously.
Well, obviously, because within the last 5 years, they've stocked hybrids and stuff numerous times.
You think the hybrids have a lot of the problem?
I think the biggest thing, I think that in combination with just the growing fish population. Every lake cycles. You have a couple of good years and then a couple of bad years.
Yep.
But I think there's ways to kind of fend off those bad years and help the lakes, return to a good, steady, stable population, stable balance. Because that's really what it is. It's nature trying to balance itself out. The shad population was really good for several years, and fish aren't like us. They can't store up food when there's an abundance and save it for tough times. So they eat and grow and multiply when there's abundance. But when you take that abundance away, the numbers are going to dwindle back down to where it can be a sustainable level, and the total population survives. So I think if the DNR just did something as simple as whenever they stock hybrids or any other fish, they ought to be required to stock so many pounds of bait per fish they stock. If they would stock a bait population with a game fish population to keep that balance in a lake, I think it would continue. Very good
keep pumping predator fish in a lake without supplying
without supplying food for them.
Slot.
We didn't mean to get that deep, but that's
a slot limit. I don't know. I know. I saw somebody on here mentioned talking about a slot limit, but the problem with the slot. Here's my take on that. If you put a slot for people to keep or encourage people to keep the smaller spotted bass, let's just say 10 to 14 inches, right, and anything over 14 was returned to the lake. I could see that helping, but the problem with that is I don't feel like there's enough people that are actually willing to go catch spots 10 to 14 inches and take enough of them out of the lake to make a difference.
Right.
Do you?
No, I mean, there's enough people, but...
No, there's enough people, but
the odds of it happening,
right,
are
going
not
out there
good.
and doing it.
I mean, humans can overfish any population of fish anywhere in the world if they put their minds to it.
Well, yeah, but realistically, there's not enough of us that would actually be willing to do it.
Right, exactly.
That's the difference.
Exactly. So hopefully they'll find a balance on that and get it straightened out. But, Norman is fishing a little tough. But, a lot of lakes in the country are fishing tough. So I don't think it's a problem that's solely on Lake Norman. It's pretty much a lot of lakes. And look at Lake Wiley. They had a 2-day tournament down at Lake Wiley a couple weeks ago. It took like 18 pounds to win for 2 days.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was absolutely awful. I think 13 pounds was 5th or 6th for a 2-day tournament on Lake Wiley.
That I didn't realize Wiley was fishing that bad right now.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. So,
you want to answer? Let's jump in and answer a question or two. I saw some about Norman. Guys got some good recommendations on here. But talking about clear water, Chris Lindahl, Chris, the fellow who won the trip, to come fishing with us in the spring, had a good question that kind of relates to Lake Norman, and it's your go-to fall lure in super clear lakes. He says smallmouth and largemouth. We're talking largemouth and spotted bass, but I'm sure in super clear lakes our lure choices will be very similar. But you give him one, and I'll give him one
for both species, or one bait.
Well, let's just say one bait that could potentially cross over on all three species.
All three species, one bait. I'm going with a 4-inch Demiki Armor Shad swim bait.
Sounds like a helicopter coming over.
It does sound like a helicopter.
Now.
What you got going on over there, Jeff?
They watching you? Are they watching you?
I can't believe you didn't call me out. I know you thought I was going to say stinger, didn't you, when I said 4-inch Demiki?
Are you looking at me or Jeff?
I'm looking at both of them.
He's got one eye on you and the other
I was like going.
I thought you were going to say stinger. I'm not going to lie.
Well, since you didn't, you opened it for me to say a lunker stick.
There you
go. Because that, if you combine, and I would say a small swim bait or something like that, and some type of soft stick bait. Obviously, my choice is Brian's would be a stinker. Mine would be the lunker stick from Lunker Hunt. But in natural colors, your watermelons, your green pumpkins, things like that. I like a watermelon with a red flake in it in real clear water.
Yeah, that is. I wonder why that is good in clear water, because the red flake really stands out.
And when you go to the watermelon colors, there's a little bit more translucent look to it. So in the clear water, and smallmouth and spots to me are. I think that
they're
little
very
red flake.
Visual feeders,
yes, that red flake definitely adds a little bit of a little bit more. What am I trying to say? Shimmy, maybe. To the stick.
There you go.
To the lunker stick. But they are very visual feeders. And we'll go even deeper to say, there's a variety of big walking baits you can throw. Your soft jerk baits, your flukes and things like that. All that stuff works in clear water situations for all those species in the fall. I think the biggest thing is figuring out, how big the bait is that they're eating, because they can be very fickle.
Yes.
And I'll get into some of the things that I saw over the past couple of weeks that made more of my beard hairs turn gray. So, but yeah, that's let's see. Lake Cherokee caught him on a one. It was at Cherokee where Daniel. Congrats to Daniel Buswell, our buddy that made the All-American.
I've seen that.
Caught him at Cherokee. Our buddy Timmy Tompkins also made the All-American.
Congrats
to Timmy. Finished second in that regional. I don't know. I know Timmy caught smallmouth out a little bit deeper, around 20-foot range, because I talked to him. I don't know, Daniel, if you caught smallmouth, but I know Timmy was able to. And that looked like a feast or famine deal. I think Timmy had 12 pounds the first day, and he was like in the top 3.
Yeah.
Weighed in 1 bass the second day and made the top 12.
Yeah.
And then weighed in like 13 pounds and finished like 4th or 5th or something. Or maybe he finished 2nd. I can't remember, but he qualified for the All-Americans, main thing. Can't remember who won that. Not sure who won that regional.
I don't know either.
So let's see. What tournament was first for me? They're all kind of running together. We had 3 events. Oh,
let's see. Y'all went like this.
Gunners.
No, it was like down northeast.
No, it was like just
it was
side
like
to
kind
side.
of a triangle.
Y'all went side to
Gunnersville,
side.
A little
Santee, and
triangle.
Chick. Yeah.
Correct. Yeah. So, Lake Gunnersville. Oh yeah. Do you want to mention before I get
Oh,
into these
yeah.
tournaments, because you talked about catching
We can
some
do it
fish
now
on
or
your
wait
jig.
till the end of the show. Either way.
Well, you got a question?
Might
about
as
it.
well.
Might as well.
All right. So, yes, I will talk about the jig I was throwing. It's actually a new jig that we just released from Fitzgerald Fishing. It is my signature series micro jig. So right here it is in the package. And I've got one that I just cut off my rod actually with the trailer I was using. It's got a 3-inch Demiki air crawl on it. And it's a cool little finesse micro football jig. Tungsten head, hand-tied skirt, soft weed guard, nice light
So
wire.
you can talk in the microphone, and I can.
Hey, you're doing my job. I like
Well,
this.
I
do-
Here, you'll keep talking.
I like
they
it.
won't be able to hear you.
Right.
Push the camera, Jeff.
I like this. So we've been working on this jig for a couple months. We finally got it out. We got it in 3 different sizes: 1/4, 3/8, and 3/4. 10 different colors, and all your great crawfish colors. But it's just the perfect little micro football jig. You know, it's got the finesse skirt material.
Well, he's talking about it.
Oh, that looks good, Matt. That looks good. And this is actually the color I was throwing at Lake Norman. It's called a green pumpkin yellow. It's got a bright chartreuse spot on the head. And I really like that in the clear water at Lake Norman because those spots are such visual feeders we talked about earlier. And
That purple flake in the skirt?
it does have just a touch.
I just saw that.
So the spots being very visual feeders, they really pick up on that little chartreuse spot on the head, and I feel like that helped me get more bites on it. But again, I was throwing it with the 3-inch Demiki air crawl and throwing it on 12-pound P-line tactical fluorocarbon with a brand new rod that we just added to my lineup of Fitzgerald Signature Series rods. So when we come out with the micro jig, we said, hey, we might as well make a rod, specifically designed to fish the micro jig. So we built a 7.3 medium action micro jig rod. And we also made a little tweaks to my whole series. We added the 3K carbon fiber reel seat where you can lock it down, change the guides a little bit, same grade action, little better quality components. Well, I don't really want to say that because it's a great rod. It's always been a great rod, but we just kind of beefed it up, dressed it up, made it look a little nicer. But the cool thing is we kept it at the same price point of $189 each. And in addition to the micro jig rod, we added a 7-foot drop shot rod and a 610 shaky head rod in my signature series. So we got 3 new rods to look forward to, plus the awesome little micro jig, which is going to catch a lot of fish all over the country this year. Well, next year. This year's about it.
It is a pretty little jig. That'll be a good little wintertime jig.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be good wintertime. Anytime you're around spots, smallmouth, finicky largemouth, dragging it over rocks, fishing points, whatever.
If I was a betting man, you better have a box full of those when you go to Cumberland.
I would say you are probably correct.
Mm-hmm.
Probably
if you slow down long enough to drag that little sucker over some rocks. So Drew Goolsby said, why are we not fishing at Neely Henry this week? That is a Bassmaster Open, and just neither one of us fish the Opens. We have full schedules as it is. So, but good luck. We have a lot of buddies fishing that.
Yes.
Scott Martin's down there. Andrew
Brian
Upshaw
New's down there.
Brian New's down there. Brian New, who's newly married.
Yeah,
is
newly
down
married.
There. And
I was in
Is
his
that his
wedding.
honeymoon? Is the tournament?
It is.
honeymoon?
It is.
wait, is it his official honeymoon, or is he actually going
I
to?
saw them all.
I don't
cooped
know.
up in a
I
hotel
know.
room.
Brittany,
All
I'm
right,
sorry.
let me ask you
Brittany's
this:
probably not watching.
when you
I'm
get married,
sorry.
when you and Emily got married, the next day y'all went on a honeymoon, correct?
Correct.
All right. His wife Brittany got married, so They went on the next day would be considered the honeymoon, correct?
Well, not necessarily. I mean, there's a lot of people delay their honeymoons based on work and other things.
All right. Well, they went to Neely Henry. So.
Okay.
But it's kind of like my honeymoon. Like me and Allison got married, and we went on a couple-day honeymoon down in Charleston, and then I had to leave to go to a tournament. So that's kind of the same thing New did.
But y'all went on a honeymoon.
Yeah, I mean, we went
out.
We went to a destination for a couple of days.
Brian Clary said I could be a hand model, by the way, if anybody's
You are a
asking.
perfect hand model. But it was a great wedding. You know, it was a good wedding. Congratulations to Brian and Brittany. And
Yep, congrats to them. I was
Yep.
supposed to be there. Obviously, I was out of town. Shay Easterling had a question about a podcast. Do we have a podcast for Android?
Yeah, Spotify.
Spotify. Yes, we do.
Spotify.
So we always forward any techie questions over to our techie buddy.
That's pretty technical. Spotify.
slash. Well, I didn't know the
It's
answer,
actually
and I sure wasn't going to direct it
Stitcher,
to Thrift.
Spotify. It's probably on like 8 or 9 different platforms.
Okay, gotcha.
See, I like people that listen and pay attention to the show. Chris Lindahl said any jig that looks good with a green pumpkin trailer is the right one.
Correct. And
Thank you,
you can
Chris.
put a green pumpkin trailer, and we've said it before, on a black and blue jig, on a red jig, on a
Yeah.
pink jig, on a green pumpkin jig, or a brown jig, or a peanut butter and jelly jig. But I'm kind of that way. It doesn't matter what color my jig is. My trailer's almost always green pumpkin too.
Yes.
So
Just natural looking.
that So, okay, back to congrats again to Brian New. Got a bunch of buddies fishing that open. Good luck to everybody down at Neely Henry. I'm sure it's fishing tough like everywhere else.
Yeah, because that's kind of a small lake for a big tournament, too.
Yeah,
So, I mean,
I'm not sure exactly how big that lake is, but it's not. I mean, for a 200 boat tournament.
Yeah, I've been there
multiple days,
once, and
probably
it's
pretty
been
tough.
15 years ago. But
Do you-
I remember it
Is
being
it smaller
kind
than
of.
Wiley?
No, I think it's long, but it's not very wide. Like,
So it's kind of like Wiley.
yeah, but I think it's a little bit longer. Like,
Okay.
I don't know.
We'll just,
I don't know how to
Google
explain it.
Somebody give us the acreage. The acreage
I think it
of,
fishes small. It fished
Neely
small
Henry.
when I was there.
all
right.
Did you say where your jigs were available, by the way?
I think they're available at most retailers right now. Actually, I do know that.
Anywhere in specifically you can send them? A couple people were asking, so.
Yeah, I mean the best thing would do probably just be Google it, because I know we've sold to a lot of retailers at the Pittman Creek show last week. So they're kind of just getting out. We just got them in a couple of weeks ago. Just started selling them last week. So if your local tackle store doesn't have them yet, you know they should have them soon. Or go in there and ask for them, whatnot. Sportsman's Warehouse should have them here coming up pretty soon. Trying to think where. I mean, obviously Tackle Warehouse, but pretty much any retailer you should be able to get them at coming up very, very soon. But most of
they're
them
not-
already have them.
I was going to say,
Yeah, a lot of stores already have them. Yes, they're available right now. The rods are available right now. So get on Google and search it up, and you'll find somewhere that's got them.
David Hall. Who you guys voting for? Haha, just kidding. Do you guys ever use a chunk profile trailer on a jig anymore? Yeah, I mean, we have different well, we probably have similar opinions on when we switch back and forth, but
Yeah, it's kind of by feel.
yeah, I like something like at Chick. I was flipping a jig a lot vertically. I was flipping it into laydowns and yo-yoing it vertically, and a lot of people may or may not do that a lot with a jig. But when I'm doing that, I like something with some action. You know, like something that's got some kicking legs on it.
So like when you're thinking you might be getting a bite on the fall.
Yes, up and down,
Yeah,
vertically,
yeah,
like
vertical.
same as punching, same concept.
Right.
And something like I've seen in punching situations where something like a beaver or something like that will get more bites than something that has a lot of action to it.
Right.
But and then sometimes it goes the other way too.
Right.
So
And one thing I'll add to that too is, so Matt likes that, you know, something with a kicking leg when you're fishing vertical.
or when you're hopping a jig violently.
Right, we're stroking it and trying to get a bite, that fall bite, like where the bait's actually falling and they're biting it on the fall. But if you're fishing a bait deep or flipping grass, it's better to go with a trailer that doesn't have any kicking legs that's going to create drag and slow the fall rate of that bait.
And
So-
those legs, yeah, like when he's talking about grass, those legs will catch on those mats and things like that,
Right.
really thick grass, and it'll actually could stop your jig on the fall, which could
That's
really
exactly
hurt you.
right. And plus, you don't get the same fall speed, so the bait's going to sit on top of the grass and not go through it. So if you use a thin bait that doesn't kick that's going to keep it a small, thin profile. It's going to go through the grass better, and it's going to get deeper quicker if you're fishing it offshore. And that's where the baits like the 3-inch Damiki air crawl really comes into play, because I was throwing this on a 1/2-ounce jig at Norman, fishing anywhere from 20 to 40 feet with it on 12-pound line, and it's getting to the bottom quick, and I'm able to maintain contact with the bottom. That's another thing. If you're dragging a jig slow on the bottom, like this 1/2-ounce football jig, if you're fishing deep and you're using bigger line, that bait's going to lift up off the bottom when you drag it. So if you're using a trailer that's going to kick and catch water, it's going to help that bait come up off the bottom when you're trying to drag it and maintain bottom contact. So if you use a trailer like the air crawl when you're dragging it, it's going to keep that bait on the bottom and let you maintain contact and feel each little rock, and help you get more bites when you're fishing deep.
Neely Henry, thank you, Drew. He said it's 12,000 acres. Just so we know, that is really small. That's a lot.
That's
smaller.
all it
That's
is.
Quite a bit smaller.
I thought
than
it was
Wiley.
small. I thought it was bigger than that.
That's pretty small.
That's terribly small.
So it's not much longer than Wiley, and it's narrower than Wiley.
A lot, evidently.
Or it's not longer than Wiley. I don't know. It could be longer, just much narrower. Might not have the big feeder creeks that Wiley does either. So
I don't know.
All right, guys, we'll be back next Tuesday in studio, I think, right, guys?
Yeah,
we're not
I'm
in the
here.
show. Don't worry, but yeah, we'll be back next Tuesday. So we'll get more into like some more technical fall fishing questions and things like that. We still got a lot of tournaments to cover.
Yeah.
If you're watching on another page, we cross post this show to several different Facebook pages. Make sure you come over to the Let's Talk Fish page if you actually want to engage and ask questions, because we can't see those comments except unless you're on the Let's Talk Fish page. We do have a trivia question at the end of the show where we're giving away an Angler's Choice hoodie and a hat. And we've got a good question tonight too.
It is a good question.
It's
an ungoogleable question.
I love it when you say that. Say it again.
Ungoogleable.
Ungoogle.
Isn't that a T-shirt we're supposed to be making?
I think
One
if
of
it's
many.
not, it is now.
Raping nature and Googleable.
And any jig color will work as long as it's green pumpkin.
That's correct.
As long as
yeah.
the green pumpkin flavor looks good on it.
We need to start getting some of those shirts printed up, and we just need to start carrying them in our trucks.
Yeah, just put them on the page. And
Yeah. So,
I've seen a couple of the same questions, and I feel like we've got to talk about it just because so many people. Just one quick little. This could be yes, no.
This has got to be about me.
It is about
I
you.
already see what it probably is.
So everyone knows a couple of tournaments were frog events, and we've had the frog discussion. A couple of people have asked, do you trim one side of your jig skirt shorter than the other?
No, but word on the street was Lee Livesey was.
On his jig? We're talking about jigs, not frogs.
Oh, we're talking about jigs. Yeah, I mean, I mean, it just depends on what kind of fall rate I want. If I want a little bit more side-to-side action when it starts to fall.
Perfect. Kind of like the flying lure. You trim one side and it'll go under the dock.
It glides different ways. Yeah. So,
all right, let's get into your 3-week Elite Series
Raping
marathon.
Nature. Pete Brandt spelled Raping Nature for the T-shirt. It's capital RAPE apostrophe N capital NATURE exclamation
I
point.
like that.
I'm actually going to use that version if that's okay with you, Pete. You can give me a thumbs up if that's okay.
So, backing up to Lake Gunnersville. If you got any questions about any of the tournaments that we have fished over the past few weeks, shoot them across the feed and we'll try to address them.
I'll try to keep watch on the feed, Matt, while you're describing the tournaments.
Yep.
And I'll hit you with some questions when I see them.
Okay. Lake Gunnersville, first off, was our first event of the last 3 in a row that we've had. All these events were very challenging, to say the least. If you watch some of Bass Live and some of the coverage, the cool thing about it is you saw at Gunnersville, there was literally fish caught every way imaginable. There was fish caught deep, there was fish caught frogging, there was fish caught punching, there was fish caught on bluffs, there was fish caught on bladed jigs, there was fish caught on top waters, there was fish caught on swim baits. I mean, you name it, and that's the cool thing about fall fishing. Yes, they're tough. Yes, they're a grind, but they're a lot of fun to watch if you're a fisherman yourself, because you get to see so many different. It's not, and I think we've talked about this before, but Jacob and I were spending some time together the other day, and we were talking about watching bass tournaments. I mean, we obviously all like to watch bass fishing, and when you see a tournament up at St. Clair, for instance, and all the guys are out there on their live sight or the live scope or whatever, throwing drop shots at smallmouth, and they're catching 50 a day.
But everybody's doing the same thing.
Everybody's doing the same thing. Now, those are slugfests, and it's
and
cool
it
to watch.
kind of gets boring after a couple hours.
100%. So
I know where you're going with this, and I totally
and
agree with what you're fixing to say.
So Gunnersville was a tournament that really can educate the fishermen a lot at a lot higher level, meaning that there's a lot more opportunity for him to learn more techniques and more decisions and more options during a tough time of year, during a transitional time of year. And for me, I caught fish on a soft jerkbait. I caught fish in the grass. I caught fish on a bladed jig. I caught a couple frogfish. I weighed now literally. You'd be proud of me because I weighed in I weighed in 14 fish in 3 days. I ended up 32nd in that event. The first day I really messed up. I only weighed in 4. I actually lost. I broke 2 fish off in the last 3 events, believe it or not, and one was in that event and one was at Chickamauga. But
you owe me $20.
we weren't together, so I don't owe you anything.
I tried.
So I caught fish on a soft jerkbait. I caught fish. I weighed in fish on a soft jerkbait, weighed in a punching fish, weighed in 2 frogfish, weighed in some jig fish, and weighed in some bladed jig fish.
See, that's a fun tournament.
It is because you can literally – and I'm not a guy that likes to put 40 rods on my deck necessarily. I like to be kind of dialed in. But in the fall, you have to do that. You have to be open-minded. Frank Talley, congrats to Big Frank, the Tank, they call him, and he's an awesome guy, one of the nicest guys on tour. On his first Elite Series win, Frank's a great fisherman. He won the Opens points to qualify for the Elites 2 years ago, and very deserving angler. I don't know if Frank caught all his fish throughout the event on a bladed jig. I don't think he did, but I know the last day that was his primary weapon. But there were guys literally catching fish all the way down at the dam to all the way up the river as far as we could go to the Tennessee state line and everywhere in between. So it was really cool. The field was able to spread out. A lot of different things going on. You got to see some awesome frogging action. The frogging action really picked up a little bit more when we went to Chick, but Gunnersville was a tough event. And I told you the ways I caught. I literally caught fish off of bluffs. I caught fish out of shallow hydrilla. I caught fish out of what they call the cheese. The cheese. That's the frog stuff.
Hey, does that stuff get your allergies going in the fall? Every time
I didn't mind.
Every time I go to Gunnersville in the fall, like I have to just eat Claritin like it's Skittles because of that. And I think it's the cheese. I think I'm allergic to the cheese.
So here's a cool tip for y'all. I'm gonna give y'all a hint, and I've learned this over the past few weeks talking to some really good frog fishermen like Scott Canterbury. If you watch the Chick event, you learn this with Lee Livesey. But it's stuff that I've learned throwing a frog in grass, what to look for, things like that. The biggest thing is when you're looking at those grass mats and things, you get overwhelmed with some of the Tennessee River lakes like Chick and Gunnersville that just has grass and mats for miles.
Right.
But you have to make sure that there's actually hollow spots underneath those mats, okay? Also, looking for that chartreuse lime green color. Davey Height nailed it the other day on Bass Live, if you got to witness this. And his theory on this was the same theory that I have, in that those little algae spots that actually look like lime green, that looks like it's kind of mixed in, or little isolated patches of it in that cheese, that stuff actually heats up and holds heat a lot better. So when you have it's I feel like the forage fish, mostly bluegill, but some threadfin are in those mats, especially at Chick. Shad were everywhere in those mats, but they kind of congregate around that stuff, and that also congregates your predator fish like your largemouth.
It makes sense because it's got to be some type of bacteria.
Correct.
It's just like a wet bale of hay creates heat as the bacteria is breaking it down. Same thing with the grass. As the bacteria congregates, starts breaking down the dead grass, makes the cheese warm.
Makes the cheese warm,
bait get in there, bass get in there.
The other thing
Good
is,
times.
When you're fishing a frog and that stuff, the biggest thing is a lot of that stuff it can be pretty thick on top. And if you watched any of the live coverage of Lee Livesey, not sure how much weight he was putting in his frog. You can put different weights according to how thick the cheese is you're fishing. But you want that frog to track through that grass, and you see the tracks through all the mats where the frog fishermen have been. And it was funny because I think Zaldane posted a picture of a mat that had like 4,000 frog tracks through it, and he's like, I think I'm just going to skip this one today and go to the next one. But it's that's just a hot tip. You need to make sure you got enough weight in your frog, because if you're throwing a frog out there and it's going across the top of that mat and it's not penetrating that grass at all,
Yeah,
those
at
fish
least
can't
needs
pick
to push
up on
it down or do
Yeah,
something.
you got to disturb that surface to make sure those fish can key in on it.
Yeah.
So adding weights to your frog is one thing. Another thing, John Cox keyed in on this on the final day at Chick. When you have fluctuating water on the Tennessee River, you've got options. You have a lot of pressure on those systems, a ton of pressure on those systems from other fishermen this time of year. I mean, we had hundreds of boats out there at Chick fishing, getting ready for some tournament that was coming up, and they were everywhere. Yeah. All over, every grass mat on the lake had them. But what Cox did is he made an adjustment. Didn't work out for him, but it could have easily worked out to his advantage. The water had fallen over a foot during that event.
Right.
So he started looking for that specific areas that had newly topped out grass.
Yeah.
That had never had a frog thrown in it yet.
Yeah, that's very smart.
And that was pretty smart. So keep an eye out for that kind of thing when you're fishing on fluctuating waters and you're frog fishing, especially on the Tennessee River where you have a lot of fluctuating water this time of year. On the Santee was actually better than I think a lot of guys expected.
Yeah, that was a good tournament.
We had a lot of changing conditions again. We had falling water again. This time of year you have to expect a lot of fluctuations in water levels, a lot of weather changes, a lot of fronts, you never know what you're going to get.
Especially as many hurricanes as we've had this year.
We've had there was a creek at Chick, perfect example, and it was blown out the first day that I got there. Well, it was mixing real bad, and I couldn't get bit good. And I said, you know what? Told myself, I said, I need to come back the last day of practice or just check at the tournament. It ended up being like 40 miles from where I ended up fishing, so I didn't go there in a tournament. Well, come to find out, Todd Alton ended up catching a bunch of fish there during the event.
Oh, Lord.
And I could tell on live, I was watching the final day, I said,
where you wanted to be.
It was settled out. And the water clarity, it cleared up some, and it settled out. It looked really, really, really good. So that's something to always keep an eye out for, too, because don't just write a creek off because it's blown out one day. If your tournament's 3 days later, that creek might be on fire by that time. Santee, a lot of different things happening again. It was a little bit more centralized as far as technique stuff because it's Santee and it's like cypress
you don't
trees
have a lot of options
and grass
and
brush and docks and things like that. But the biggest thing there was the Jacks Creek area seemed to be the area to be in. The river bite was pretty decent. I ended up catching most of my fish off docks and a few trees, and I ended up flipping the main river channel. Combination of things. I flipped a Texas rig worm, some creature baits, threw a bladed jig some, caught one or two, weighed in one or two on a frog. But that was a tournament where I felt like, again, if I caught 5 each day, I thought at Santee if I caught 5 each day, I'd probably catch a 4 or 5 pounder.
Yeah, have
I
one
just didn't.
good one.
I caught 6 keepers each day and never even caught a 3 pounder. So, that hurt me. I ended up 49th in that event. Congrats to Polinick on his second Elite Series win this year. That was pretty impressive. I know him and Carl, who were kind of battling out the last day, both had found couple of schooling spots, and that really ended up carrying them through that tournament. I know the punch and bite caught them some key fish, but
I'm kind of surprised schooling fish didn't play more of a role in all 3 of y'all's events. I know at Chick, I seen there were a guy or two catching some schooling.
Gunnersville, it was almost basically
non-existent.
And I'm starting to wonder if Gunnersville, it was due more to the pressure because the Spro tournament was going on that weekend, which is 300
and that was
boats.
the first one you fished, and there hadn't been a lot of cold fronts.
That's true. It was
so
still
that could have been
the water was still relatively warm. By the time we got to Chick, they started seeing a little bit of schooling action. And let me tell anybody that has fished Chick this time of year, and my buddy Kyle Welcher told me this before we went there. I said, Kyle, tell me something about Chick, and Kyle fishes the Elite Series, so I could get information from another competitor for him. I said anything. I said, you spent a lot of time there in the fall. I said, I've never been there in the fall. I said, it ought to be interesting, huh? And he said, dude, I'm going to go ahead and tell you. He said, you're going to see 20 pounds in about every grass bed you pull up on, and they're going to be feeding on shad about that big, and they're going to be in the middle of the grass, and you will never catch one. Not a single Elite Series competitor caught one of those fish, and they were in almost every grass bed on the main channel.
That's crazy.
You could pull up to a grass bed. I could take you to one right now. It's near the dam.
Yeah.
I could take you to a grass bed right now, and you could pull up to that grass bed, and there's a hole in the middle of the grass. Not a clean hole, but the grass was like this far below the surface. So you could see the top of the grass, but there's a hole in there where it's not topped out.
Right.
There's 17, 18 pounds of bass swimming around in that hole.
You can't catch them.
You cannot
I've seen that.
I don't care.
I think everybody's seen that.
I don't even know if you could throw a live shad in there and catch one. Dude, I talked to LaHue. LaHue took a 2.8 Kitech with a little silver flake in it and was punching it. And he said what those bass would do, they just cruise. You see them. They cruise around in those holes. And these little tiny threadfin, about 1.5 inches to 1 3/4 long.
And they just come up, eat two
when they'd swim right by their nose like this, they just, and then they just sit back down and just look around.
You had to put the bait. If you were going to catch one, you would have to literally put the bait this far from his nose to probably get
So this is what I did. I tried all the kind of little shad imitation baits, little grubs, and all kinds of things like that. And I said, you know what? I said,
all your little schooling fish.
All little schooling fish tricks.
Matt's got a lot of little schooling fish tricks.
Couldn't catch any of them.
If Matt can't catch a schooling fish, there's probably no hope to catch a schooling fish.
You know who one of the first people I called after 2 days of practice was Hank Cherry.
Oh, yeah.
Because
Hank's a master of that, too.
And LaHue can, too.
Yeah, LaHue can, too.
and them boys were pulling
pretty
their hair
much all the Lake Norman boys can catch a school.
Yeah, and those boys were pulling their hair out. I said, I ain't caught one yet. I said, well, I feel like they're uncatchable. I took a little 3-inch Cinco.
Yeah.
And I wacky rigged it. And I did like a natural shad color with a little silver flake in it. And I threw it over there in the grass bed. And I waited. They swimming around, you know. And this hole's only about the size of these 2 rooms. You know, it's like, what, 25
by
feet
15,
by 15 feet. Yeah. So I let that little 4-inch Cinco and or 3-inch Cinco. 3-inch. I'm talking about tiny now to try to match the bait. And I wacky rigged it and I threw it in there. And I waited till one swam like within inches of it. And I just barely shook it. And it just went like that. And he took off like he was scared to death, dude. I mean, it was the funniest thing you've ever seen. I mean, they took off so fast, and he just ran over the other side of the hole. Dude, I mean, it's like a bedding fish when you're waiting for them to come back to bed.
Yeah.
And you shake it, and then they nose down on it.
Right.
Nah, this it's like you
if
set
he was
fire.
ever gonna bite it, he should have bit it right.
100%. It's like he was gonna set fire to his tail or something. I mean, it was the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life. So I ended up going about 25 miles up the Hiwassee and catching what I caught. It was a grind, obviously. If you watched any of the live coverage, it was a very interesting tournament. Again, tons of fish caught different ways, from frogging to flipping a jig to punching to throwing bladed jigs to throwing flukes. Stetson Blaylock caught some schooling fish. Chad Pipkins caught some offshore fish. A lot of different things going on, but it wasn't a way. I tried the 1/8 ounce pulse fish jig, of course. That was one of the main things I tried, but I'm telling you, dude, like nothing would catch those bass.
And it's so frustrating. Like, it's just awful.
Well, I'm sure, and I told a couple buddies, I said, man, this is going to ruin somebody's tournament. Because they probably saw it in practice, and they're like, oh, got me a starting spot.
Yeah.
And then they went
like
and started
never make a cast on it, just sit there and watch 5-pounder
and they sat there for 3 hours. The funny thing was, it's like you could almost go to any grass bed and sit there for 15 minutes and you'd see them poosh, just right in the middle of the grass. Now, if they would get out there in open water, you could probably catch one, but they didn't ever get out there in open water.
So a couple years, 2000, must have been 18.
Congrats to Lee, my boy Lee Livesey, by the way, on his first Elite Series
That was
win.
his first Elite Series win, too.
It was. And Lee's had a rough year this year, and I know he wouldn't mind me saying that because Lee's a realist. He's a good dude. He's got great work ethic, and he's a really good fisherman.
Yeah.
He's doing really good in the Bass Open points. He's like top 2 or 3. And Lee's a great angler, but was just having an off year, and to see him win that tournament, man, it was a good deal.
That is awesome.
And he earned it, man. He had to work for those fish. I mean, it wasn't easy. If anybody watched it, wasn't easy.
One thing I like most about the fall events is you've got kind of two. I'm not going to say different types of fishermen, but that's kind of what it is. If you look at the top performers, you've got some of the guys that are doing great, doing up in the top 10, are doing their favorite thing in the world, their strength, and they're sticking to it all day. And I'll use case in point, like people that love to throw a frog at Gunnersville and Chick, they throw a frog. Use Todd Alton, for example, at Chick, he was throwing a chatterbait. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's one of his favorite things to do. So you can kind of pick what's the one thing you like to do, and you can. It's not going to be easy, but you can make it work and relate that into a good finish in the fall. And then you've got people that are fishing for fish that are probably going to be very hard to catch, but they're doing it pretty much just out of necessity because they know there's a group of fish there, and if they get 5 or 6 of them to bite throughout the 8-hour day, they're going to have a good event. And there were a lot of guys that seemed like running that game plan too, just kind of camping in a couple of areas, knowing if they get 5 bites, they're going to be in good shape. So it was fun to watch all that, unfold throughout the 3 events and just fall tournaments in general, because pretty much every trail has been to, a Gunner's or a Chick or a Santee or wherever in the springtime when it's supposedly, the best time to go there. So there's just endless amounts of information that people can research, but there's very little information on the major tournament trails going to these lakes in the fall, and that was something I liked seeing. It was kind of like going to a lake for the very first time.
Yeah, absolutely. We could not. Somebody asked if we could lock. Oh, JT Palmore, what's up, JT? He said, could we lock? I think he was talking about the Santee event. We could not lock in any of these events. Had that been the case, I felt like there would have been locking in all of these events. Some, anyway, to an extent. But I saw how long was my run at the Chick. It was about 25 to 30 miles, roughly. That was from Tyler. What's up, Tyler? Thanks for joining in. I didn't hit the spot at Chick where Wheeler caught his 10-pounder, Drew. I did not fish that spot. Maybe I should have, but I did not. Yeah, I didn't. By the way, Roger, I did not lose any money the other night bowling. I actually won $20. And my wife posted a picture of our score. It was Alicia and Jacob went out with them on a little double date the other night. Got to spend some time with the Wheelers while we were over there at Chick, and we went out on a little double date. And Emily and I, we went head to head with Alicia and Jacob in a bowling.
And y'all won
in a bowling bet. I mean, it was Jacob's idea. He's the one that want to start betting money. So you know how he
that don't surprise
always
me. That don't
wants to bet.
surprise
He always
me.
wants
Yeah.
to bet. It's always got to be a competition. So he said $20 on the next game. I already beat him the first game. I'm like, you want some more of this? Listen, you get some more of this. And my wife,
You took his $20.
my wife, well, Emily
took his 20.
bowled a 116.
Ooh,
Yeah, she broke
stout.
100 2 games in a row. So I got to brag on her a little bit. She, yeah. So Emily won us $20.
Good deal.
Yeah. Jacob's not a bad bowler, by the way.
Just not as good as Matt.
Just not as good as me or my wife, but he's not bad. Yep. Yeah, Mike Huff. Congrats to little Mike, man. Mike's as good a guy as you ever meet. A lot of good guys on the Elite Series now that a lot of people don't know very well because they hadn't been fishing the Elite Series very long, or haven't been fishing professionally very long, should I say. But Mike is a great guy. I know his daddy Rex pretty well, and a great fishing family from the great state of Kentucky.
Yeah.
But they are, and Brian knows both of them too, and really good people. It was just kind of a win-win watching Bass live, because when it came down to and nothing against any of the other guys in the top 10, but when it came down to Lee and Mike, I said, man, it's pretty cool. I said, it's getting ready to change somebody's life that has come up through the opens and is pretty new at the professional fishing game, and they're getting ready to get their first win.
Yeah, and it's always fun watching somebody win their first major title.
Always.
You just see that raw emotion. I mean, something that you're only going to see once, and that's when they win their very first tournament. And that's something that's awesome to see.
Kenny Patterson said Jeff's rocking back and
Charlie
forth like Rain Man. David Steps wants to know if you're awake. What are you doing over there?
Just listen to y'all.
Okay. You gonna have to fish more tournaments. We'll let you talk more.
Yeah.
Tournaments, I might have to step it up next year.
Oh Lord.
Exactly.
Can you buy spots, or you got to qualify?
You can buy spots in Toyota Series.
Perfect.
Oh man. I didn't get to see the video of Mike's ride back to the weigh-in, but that's the thing that Thrift was talking about, man. Seeing those emotions.
Yeah.
That's cool. I mean, and that's cool. Anytime the camera crews can capitalize on that stuff, and kudos to the camera guys, because I'm telling you what, man, especially like Lee's cameraman, and I had EK, good old Eric. He did a great job. Obviously, with me, it was like watching paint dry on day 3, but it's just a tough tournament. But having to zoom in on that frog and literally watch 1,500 frog casts with 7 bites all day, I mean, that's work, buddy.
Yeah,
that is work.
That is definitely work. I couldn't do it. There's no way I could do it.
I don't. They earn
I
their
don't.
keep.
I couldn't fish like that because I'd fall asleep and want to blow up, and I wouldn't even jerk on it or something.
Let's answer one more question. Let's answer 2 more questions, and
All
then
right.
we'll jump into our trivia question, because I know it's after 8 o'clock. I'm not going to use this as a question because I actually text somebody at Bass today to try to find out when the 2021 schedule was coming out. I have no idea. They just said soon, so I wish I had an answer, but I don't. Jeff Walsh for president, I'd vote for him.
I'd vote for Jeff as well.
I'd vote for him.
Jeff, you should run in 4 years.
Would you like to see Bass start having some of these fall tournaments later in the year added to the schedule or go back to normal? Well, Tyler, you know me well enough to know the answer to that question.
He's going to say no.
Look, in all honesty, let's just take – if we took deer hunting out of the equation, which I obviously can't, but I'm going to for a second, yes, I would for a lot of different reasons, and I think Brian would probably agree with all the same reasons, and it's stuff that we addressed earlier.
It makes a true angler of the year.
It does, and some guys, I'd be the first to tell you I'd start fishing more in the fall if I knew we were going to do that because I just don't fish. in the fall.
Because historically most tournaments are geared pretty much around the spawn and post spawn.
Yep.
So your fishermen that are really good at those 2 times a year, they really shine. And I think if they did expand tournaments to kind of go throughout the course of the year where you could sample some winter fishing, some spring fishing, fall fishing, summer fishing, it would make angler of the year kind of, I'm not going to say make it more valuable, but it would be like a true angler of the year. It's pretty much as dialed in on every aspect of bass fishing.
That's right. And it diversifies your talents throughout the year and your adjustments and your decision making.
That's a good word.
I'm good for something. Brian Clary, I'll answer this. There's another question that I wanted to address, but he said, what about the fog delay? Why don't they add time to the end? And, the anglers obviously would be all for that. But the problem with that is you have a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff that goes on with the Bass Live, the weigh-ins, the sponsors, all that stuff is already scheduled to start at a certain time every day. So changing the ending time of the tournament is a lot more difficult than changing the beginning time of the tournament. So there's just a lot of other things that go on behind the scenes that just doesn't make that possible. In a perfect world, we'd fish 8 hours no matter what. But
as long as it's the same for all the participants, that's right. That's the main thing.
That's right. All right, one more question from Josh Plades, just because I thought it was a great question, especially for this time of year. How much do you guys think fish move due to pressure, and how do you practice for it? And I'm going to say I don't feel like they move that much as long as the bait's still present. I just feel like they can become a lot more difficult to catch.
Yeah, especially this time of year in the fall. Those fish are where the bait is, and pressure's just going to make them harder to catch, just like Matt said.
Yeah, and if you heard me talking about the situation at Chick, which was way above and beyond any fish, any schooling fish, fall fish, small forage related fish that I've ever found in my entire life. I have never seen fish that difficult to catch in my life. I just haven't.
We just lost a light.
We lost a light.
Yeah, it's no plug over there. All the rest of them are plugged in.
Okay. That's pretty good. It made it an hour.
Yeah, we actually went past our time anyway, but I feel like we still got pretty decent light. All right, time for our trivia question. This is for a Angler's Choice hat and hoodie. Next week we're going to try to feed Mr. Wilson for y'all next week. We haven't fed him in a while on the air.
Look at
we're going to do.
He's going crazy. He's hungry.
He is. He heard me, didn't he?
He did. He knows his name.
He
knows his
jetted
name.
across the aquarium and waved his tail at us.
Look at him. He's doing it again.
Yeah, he is. He's like we need to teach him to do
do tricks.
Like the whales at SeaWorld where he swim upside down across the surface.
Let's do it.
Like
work on training him, man.
Open his mouth and we can toss him minnows. That'd be cool, man. That'd be cool.
If you train Mr. Wilson, we'll know your secrets.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if I could train a bass to do what I wanted, I wouldn't. I'd already be retired.
That is very true.
All right. What was I talking about?
Trivia question.
Oh yeah, and we're going to do a feeding, and Pulse Fish Lures is also going to be presenting, sponsoring our Mr. Wilson feedings from here on out.
There's a couple factors that play in that. We got to make sure that we can get fish in time because they may still be closing early. So we got to keep the fish alive.
Oh, I think I can go to the Bass Shack and get them about 5:30, about 6 o'clock.
Last time I did that, they closed early.
All right, so I'll find out.
There may be.
We'll follow up on that. We plan to feed.
Either way, he's going to eat. He's not going to starve.
That's right.
We're going to try to feed him live.
Yeah, feeding him's
on
easy.
Let's Talk
Feeding
Fish.
him on the show.
Yeah.
A little more difficult right now.
All right, trivia question time. But hey, I'm yawning. I don't know why I'm yawning, but I'm yawning.
I'm about to fall asleep for real.
Well, they said you was rocking back and forth like Rain Man.
Charlie
over there.
Brown. 242 toothpicks.
Yeah. All right, Hank Parker's not the answer, Barry.
Ric Flair,
It's a good,
1992.
good answer, though, but it's not the
I'm
answer.
just going to turn it over to Jeff because this trivia, you don't need the paper because you know the answer.
So is it my trivia question? Mike?
It's Jeff's trivia question.
question.
He's in charge of who the right answer comes across his feed, and he announces the winner. So, Jeff,
Take it away, sir.
it's yours. You get to talk again.
Tonight's trivia question is how many fish did I catch in my first event, which was the Toyota Series on Norman a few weeks back? Not weigh in, but how many fish did I catch in
For
both
2 days
of
of the
fishing?
event.
Yeah, 2 days of the event.
1.5, kind of.
Yeah,
Yeah.
1.5 days. of fishing.
How many bass did Jeff catch at Lake
Yes.
Norman during the Toyota Series event?
That is correct.
Yep.
That should be easy enough.
Brian,
But like
I'm not,
I said, it's ungoogleable.
it's ungoogleable. Patriots. Who said anything about football, Warren?
I think Jeff's a fan of the Patriots.
Oh.
Not what place did I finish. All right, I got an answer.
We
Already?
already got an answer.
Who?
Ryan, was that Eiding?
You sure enough do? Wow.
Jeff has got an answer already. Congratulations.
Ryan,
Chris Smith came across the feed right after that, too.
back to back. So Ryan Eiding, the answer was 11.
Yep.
Called
11
bass in a day and a half of competition.
So, Ryan, send us the size shirt that you wear, and we will get that hat and hoodie out to you ASAP.
Courtesy of Angler's Choice Marine.
Courtesy of English Choice Marine, correct. We will make sure you send us your shipping address. Just message us on Facebook, and we'll get that out to the crew over there at Angler's Choice, and they'll get you your hoodie and your hat sent out. I did see something funny a minute ago I wanted to address, but
I've
I can't
seen a lot of
find it
funny
now.
stuff. It's been a good show.
Brian,
been a good show.
I'm probably not hunting tomorrow. I might try to go Thursday. We got
Weston
anybody.
Wood, please send me your address. I'm going to send you a Lunkertex buff just because you put 100.
That's confidence in Jeff
That's
right
some
there.
confidence. that I like.
100.
So send me your address, and I'm going to send you a buff just for 100. Thank you.
Oh, well, the moon's directly overhead tomorrow at 6 p.m.
What's that mean?
Don't worry about it.
I mean,
It's a
seriously.
deer hunting thing.
Does that mean they're laying down, walking around?
That's if you ever hunt the moon tables, if you ever paid attention to them when that thing's overhead and it's right at dusk,
They'd be walking around.
you need to be there.
Right, it does, like shoot them after dark.
No, you don't. I mean,
Well,
you might.
said
I
right-
don't.
No, I don't either. But
When
you
that
said right at
moon's
dusk.
overhead before dark,
Yeah.
and I'm not talking about 2 p.m. in the afternoon. I'm talking about like the last hour of shooting light.
Yeah. All right.
So tomorrow afternoon, you need me in the stand.
I need to go hunting
Yeah,
tomorrow.
or
afternoon.
Thursday. Thursday it's overhead at 7.
Well, you said you
7
weren't
p.m.
hunting, so can I come hunt your stand?
Yeah, you can come over.
All righty. Be
Come
at
on.
your house
But you
tomorrow
gotta,
evening.
You got to bring your compound bow because I don't allow anything else.
I'll turn my crossbow sideways.
and shoot it one-handed.
No, because you use two hands on a regular bow.
Well, I
So,
mean, that's just
if
kinda
I turn my
triggered.
crossbow
So-
sideways, it's going to look just like a compound bow.
Okay, that's funny. No, that's funny. All right, so we will be back next Tuesday for sure.
Next
for another
Tuesday
show.
for sure.
Be talking more fall fishing. I know we saw a lot of questions we couldn't get
Yeah,
to
we may
tonight.
do another. Let's do another What's in the Box. We hadn't done that in a while.
Okay.
Let's
all right.
bring some of our. The schooling fish has been a big factor. Schooling on small bait.
We're going to show the goods.
Let's show some of the goods for catching those tough to catch fall schooling fish.
All right. All right, and we'll make sure we don't just bring sponsor products. We'll
Right.
bring all kinds of
We'll
little
bring
goodies.
everything we use.
All right, and I'll be honest. I got some little stuff that I wouldn't normally want to show, but I'm gonna bring some good stuff.
Bring it on.
I'm gonna bring some good stuff. So y'all be sure.
That'll be a good show because that's something that's rarely talked about because there's not a lot of fall tournaments.
Yep.
And now we got a reason to divulge this information.
We you know, you saw, if you watched the Bass Open at Lake Hartwell, if you watched, there were several Gangster Thrift with a sideways crossbow.
Crossbow Gangster.
Crossbow Gangster. I think we could sell that one now. I really do.
Y'all have to remind me of these things. I don't have a good memory.
Can we do that camo with the orange
have
text?
50 good shirts off of this show, and I don't remember about like one of them.
Dude, I already got it. It's camo with orange text, Crossbow Gangster, Thrift with his hat sideways, a cig hanging out of his mouth, and his shades on.
And cargo shorts.
And smoke coming out the end of his crossbow.
Like the old Panama Jack shirt?
Yes.
Yes. Exactly.
Crossbow Gangster. I'd buy that one. 100%. All right, so y'all, next week's going to be a good one. We are going to really break out
that's
some
going to be a
secrets.
good one.
So y'all be sure to tune in. It's 8:15. I know we got to get out of here. We got things to do, cameras to check, deer to shoot, corn to put out.
So evidently, if we can't talk fish, we're going to go deer hunting. I don't know.
Yeah. This time of year, you're fairly accurate on that statement. But all right, like Brian said, if we can't go fishing, we're going to sit right here and do what, Brian?
Let's talk fish.
We'll see y'all next week.
See you.
Thank you for listening to Let's Talk Fish. Visit our private Facebook group to continue the conversation, post your questions, and talk with other fellow anglers at facebook.com/groups/Let's Talk Fish. Follow us on Instagram at Let's Talk Fish Official and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more exclusive content. Join us again next episode for more actionable tips, tactics, and techniques directly from the pros. And remember, when we can't go fishing, we're going to sit right here and talk fish.